gonna say it straight up. Going into this race, I was not 100%. The reason why I didn't post week 15 highlights was because I somewhat dislocated my SI joint. It had nothing to do with running. Let me explain what happened. 2 Fridays ago, it's Memorial Day, so yeah, 2 Fridays ago, I was at work. I was sitting on a kind of like a bar stool chair. It's got like a very different height to it, where it's tall but not very tall, or short, kind of like in the middle. So I sat down for a little bit and I got back up, moved up differently, the way how my hips move, and it threw my SI joint out of place in a shooting pain, even down towards my left knee. And it was so painful. And I knew right at that point, I'm like, oh no, this cannot be happening. So I had poor sleep that night, because even like anything I did, even just laying down or standing up, it was really painful. So fast forward, tried a super easy jog on my recovery run Saturday morning. I couldn't even move my leg properly. In the next few days, it was super painful. So this morning I woke up, I said to myself, I'm not running till race day. I will race this marathon. I don't care what happens. I did some exercises, kind of decompress my spine a little bit, just kind of get the disc back in place. So I went to go see a chiropractor. Shout out to Dr. Floria for getting me right. He knew the second he kind of analyzed what was going on. He knew SI joint, he said, so did a few adjustments and it definitely helped a lot, but still not 100%. When I got up to Traverse City on Thursday, I did a little test run on the beach, and still painful, but it was manageable. The day before the marathon, did my shakeout run. Still painful. I still couldn't get my left leg the way I wanted to move to get that power and that speed. And it just really made it difficult and very painful on my lower back. But throughout last week, I was continuing to doing all those exercises. I'm going to show you a video probably in the next couple of days of back exercises and some stretches I did to quickly heal up and recover. Saturday morning, May 24th, woke up, pretty decent sleep. I felt fueled, ready to go. Did my warm up once I got to the start line, and still wasn't right. So I told Mom, if I have to walk, so be it. If I cripple to the finish line, so be it. But I'm gonna give it all I got. For this race with my normal race pace, 7:30 group, and that was probably a bad idea, because the second the gun went off, it was right there. I could still feel it down my leg. I was able to get my stride returned, but it was super painful. So I'm like, let's maybe, if I can just, keep holding on to this, it will improve. Just kind of get that blood flowing in that area. Maybe it'll get better, but we'll see. At the 5K mark, I knew I wasn't going to PR, even though at the first 3.1 miles, I was on pace. Just a reminder, my PR for a full marathon is a 3:17. So 2 years ago, the hills, it's not like a lot of, the incline, it wasn't that bad, but it was rolling constant up and down hills. There wasn't like a break where it's just flat surface, even elevation. It's just a constant up and down hills. I swear, this race with the up and down hills, it wasn't as bad as I remember. And honestly, the way that my back was feeling, the incline actually felt pretty good, which is kind of threw me off. No complaints, but it definitely threw me off. It actually felt really good on my back. It was the downhill that made it worse. So once I got to the 5K point, I can sense something was gonna crash. On my left leg, on my hamstring, it wasn't like a pain, but I can feel a tingling nerve sensation slowly going down to behind my kneecap. And I knew it wasn't good. I knew something was gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. So around 8K, I said, you know what, let's see how long I can hold on to this group at the 7:30 pace, see what happens. So I was actually able to do pretty well. The pace was staying consistent. I was hanging around with the group, no problem. Getting water at the aid station was a challenge. Getting in my gels, I was taking gels like every 30 minutes, so maybe around every 5 miles, maybe a little less than that, maybe 4. That wasn't a problem. I had Martin gels. The issue of getting water at the aid station, so like when you run by, you grab a cup, and I would have to move my back hip thrust forward. Every time I went like that, or even this, it put a huge amount of pain on my lower back. And I can feel it, the nerve sensation shooting down my leg. So I knew that was going to be a problem. Keep that in mind, because it's gonna bite me in the you know what. Race continues on. Mile 5 to 10, still feeling good, still a lot of pain, but managing it. I just try to put it in the back of my head. And when we got to the halfway point, half marathon, 13.1, I was on pace to get a 3:13 or 3:12. I knew at that moment I wasn't going to PR, because I can sense it coming. It was going down further and further on my leg, and I had to hold on to it, and I was. So again, the hills was a challenge, but it wasn't as bad as I remember. Maybe because I was dealing with a lot of back pain going into this race, and I just didn't even think about the hills. Again, going up the incline, actually, which has always been my weak spot in all sorts of running. Incline has always been my weakness. Downhill wasn't an issue, but it was a complete opposite this time. Downhill made it worse, but uphill actually felt really good. So we got to mile 20. It was slowly getting worse. I'll be honest with you. At mile 20, I was actually kind of surprised I was able to hold on to it this long. But when I got to mile 21, I went to a water station, and as I tried to get a cup of water, chugged back, all of a sudden, bam, shooting pain, caused my left leg to basically stop working. It's like a race car just went flat. I kind of jogged for a little bit, and then shortly after I stopped to the side, just kind of maybe shake my left leg a little bit, maybe get some blood flow in there a little bit. And I kind of jogged about another half mile, and when I did, another issue. Keep in mind, I had a hard time getting in water. About half mile after I stopped for about 30 a minute, just to kind of fix my leg a little bit, my hamstring cramped up and I nearly collapsed on the ground. I had never stopped in any race. I never stopped in a marathon, 5K, 10K, half marathon, never. This is the first time I ever stopped during a race. That was difficult, and at that moment I'm like, well, there goes my goal race time was a 3:15 to 3:20. So then I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I can stay around 3:30. My first marathon time was a 3:31 Detroit. I even going into this race, I was like, I'm going to war with myself. I don't give a shit. It's a lot better than missing the race last year, not making it to the start line. If I collapse or faint on the course, so be it. At least I made it. Finishing up this race at mile 25, again, just jogging, walking back and forth every half mile to 400 meters. I set a goal to myself, all right, just jog the rest of the way. Just finish strong. You know, you got this far, you might as well finish the whole thing. This pain isn't forever. It's only for a short period of time. It's only 3.5 hours of your day when you can relax. You think this is hard? You need to get your vehicle checked, bro. You think this is hard? No, it ain't hard. It's challenging, but it's not hard. What's hard? Paying rent on time. What's hard? Putting food on the table, making ends meet, finding that job that you want, making sure your kids go to sleep with the roof above. That's hard. Just jogging. I'm literally dragging my left leg. It's literally not available. I'm just crippling my way to the finish. And right when I got to mile 26, I was literally seeing stars. I had such a hard time getting water in my system. I was dehydrated. I didn't think about I was dehydrated. I was just so focused on like just finishing this race. Just finish the job that never started last year. I crossed the finish line and I immediately collapsed on the ground. Never fainted, ever. Even before I was running, I never really fainted when I was in football, basketball, or during my time in middle and high school. It was the first time this ever happened. And the weather was actually perfect. Like it was like mid-high 50s, little cloudy, little breezy, but it was like a perfect weather for runners. 2 years ago, it was hot and humid. This was perfect weather. It wasn't like it was like taking everybody out because of the hot temperature. No, it was actually perfect. It was just the situation I was in that threw me off because of the back injury and having a hard time getting water in me. So all I had was just carbs and electrolytes, but no water, which is very, very difficult to run a full marathon, let alone running. I collapsed on the ground. Somebody came up to me. I had my eyes closed. I kind of feel bad. I don't know if you're watching this video to the police officer, but he immediately saw me. He ran up to me, "You're okay? Everything's good?" And he asked if I didn't respond right away. I thought it sounded like somebody I was running the pace group came up to me and asked if I needed a wheelchair, and I told him fuck. And he was like, "Hey," like he just raised his voice, and I opened my eyes and it was a cop. I'm like, "Oh no, I'm good. I just need a minute. I'm just beat up." And I tried getting back up. I had a struggle and saw my parents, saw my mom, and I didn't say anything. I swear, I was looking all over the place. I'm looking at my surroundings, and it was weird. I didn't hear a lot of chatter. I didn't hear any voices. It was just people walking around, and I'm seeing stars and everything. And I'm like, this is weird. I didn't even see my time at the finish. I was just focused on just crossing the finish line, just getting. I found my parents, and they were saying something to me, but I couldn't hear them. It was so weird. I'm like, am I okay? And then I went up to them. I just fell right to the ground. And then everybody, all the shout out to the medical staff for rushing, taking care of me, getting some water in me. They grabbed like a whole bunch of oranges, bananas, just getting some electrolytes, potassium in me. Showed up at the race injured. Yeah, but I did it. Do I regret it? To be honest, no. But I will say, when I stopped and pulled to the side for a moment with like 4 miles to go, I was asking myself, why the hell am I doing this? Nobody is pointing a gun to my head telling me to run this marathon. Nobody is forcing me to run this race. I'm not even being paid doing this. I paid with my own money to run this race. Why the hell am I doing this? You know, I'm asking all these questions to myself while I'm suffering in pain. You know, why are you doing this to yourself? You can be, it's the holiday weekend. You could be on the beach, laying on a chair, you know, having a good drink and spending time with friends and family. Why are you doing this to yourself? 26.2 miles later, 3.5 hours. Every question I was asking were answered. This is how I was built. This is how I want to be. All the characters I looked up growing up, the superheroes, the video game characters. I'm like, yeah, I had some, you know, athletes, superstars that I looked up to, but they weren't like my idols. Like I think of like a Spider-Man or Batman or a Master Chief from Halo, Sonic the Hedgehog. Like those are the ones I looked at because they will fight through anything. Now this is just a test to see my absolute limit. Am I disappointed? Yes. This is my worst marathon performance, my worst race overall performance. A 3:44 was my official time, but I'm happy because I still feel like I won. I finished the job even with one leg, with my back injury and nerve going down all the way to my left leg, but I finished the job. I just literally dragged all the way over there. I don't recommend you guys being dehydrated. I had no intentions to be dehydrated. That one was very challenging, not able to get water in me. But huge thank you to Mom, Jason, medical staff in Traverse City, and all of Bayshore. Like what a weekend. Like Traverse City is a beautiful place. If you're in the Michigan area or even outside of Michigan, the United States, go in the northern part of Michigan in Traverse City. The water, the sightseeing is so incredible. Outside running, it was a fun weekend. Went on Front Street, did a lot of shopping, went into Crazy Courts, played a lot of games on the beach. I finally did my beach run. It was very, very peaceful. So anyway, I know I only have 30 some subscribers on this channel, but I want to say thank you to every one of you guys for following along on my journey. It's been very uncomfortable for me to kind of show you what I'm doing every day, weekly. I'm kind of the dude that kind of lays low and just kind of keep things under the radar, but I said it back in January. I want to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I'll be honest, with all this stuff I made over the past few months, I had a lot of fun. Even some of the comments and feedback actually made me feel pretty good. I mean, hopefully I can make this channel continue to grow. I know a lot of people, you know, you guys probably think I'm like this 30-year-old introvert of, you know, just running marathons, getting up at 4 in the morning, doing all this crazy training, living in an apartment. I ain't afraid to say it because I need to know what's my full potential. I feel like I haven't reached my full potential yet. I feel like I can get a lot faster. I feel like I can get a lot stronger. Thank you for following along on my journey. It's been a fun ride. Again, not the results that I wanted, but I'm happy. I'm happy I finished the job that I didn't do last year. Thanks for watching. Oh, hold up. Before you guys go, come back in another 3 weeks, because I ain't done this year.